Hey everybody, Sean Murray standing here in the lobby of the Nautique factory. Now Nautique is an industry leader in performance, quality, and reliability. And it's shown pretty much in this stack of trophies next to me right here. Now these are an example of the dedication, the hard work, and integrity that all the Nautique employees put into building your boat. Now right now we're sitting in a 217,000 square foot building on 138 acres of land. That includes 2 private lakes that we use for all of our testing, and sometimes I'll go wakeboard on them. Now this manufacturing facility was built with a linear process in mind. So I'm going to take you guys through a tour and show you how this whole thing happens from start to finish. Let's check it out. So this is where it all begins, product design and development, or as I call it, PD&D. Now once marketing and sales have combined all the relevant information from the fields, customers, dealers, athletes, focus groups, they take that information, pass it on to these guys here. Now PD&D is going to take all that info, combine it with the latest styling trends, latest technology, and put it into an outline of what they think the boat is going to look like. They're going to take that outline, pass it on to the engineers, and those guys are going to start testing the feasibility of the boat. Let's go see what they're doing. Here we are with the designers, engineers, and project managers. Now what these guys are trying to do is put together a boat that can be built in the real world and keep it on time. Now once they agree upon that boat, they're going to pass that design off to the CAD drawers. Now CAD is computer-aided design. And what that allows them to do is build the boat in the computer to make sure all the inner workings of the boat are going to go together properly. It also allows them to maximize the space. And what does all that mean? That translates into a boat that is precision engineered just for you. Now let's go see these boats get made. So the computer with the CAD drawings has created this mold. And what that means is a precision engineered boat. A good mold, and you have a good boat. Something else we also do here at Nautique is we create our own frame for the mold. What we do in that is we create something that can easily rotate so that there's an even distribution of the gel coat. So right now we've got the gel coat going on. It happens in a 3-pass process. After the first and second pass, they make sure that the thickness is just right with the mill gauge. That ensures that the gel coat is not too thick or too thin. If it's too thick, the boat breaks easily, becomes too brittle. If it's too thin, there's no strength to it, and you cannot make future repairs to the boat. Now what we have going on right now is the deck of a boat is getting what we call a skin coat. And we use AME 5000 skin coat. It's the best in the business. Now what this does is this provides the maximum amount of protection between the deck of the boat and the gel coat. Now, we've also got all this noise going around because we have what we call vapor cooling. That's just for the employees to be more comfortable. We can lower the temperature 8 to 10 degrees, which means a happy boat builder. Happy boat builder means a happy boat. They could be building your boat right now. So what we have going on inside the hull of the boat right now, positive flotation, exclusive to Nautique. We insert this foam into the boat's hull to make sure that your boat will never sink. You can cut your boat in half. Don't know why you want to do that, but your boat will not sink. All right, now that everything is cured, we're doing what we call pulling the boat. That's where we just separate the mold and the hull. Then it's going to move into this other room, grinding and cutting, where they trim all the edges off. From there, it's going to move to the next area where they put the underwater gear on. That's where we're going to head next. This hull has been trimmed up. The next step is to put it up into the air like this boat here and have all the underwater gear put on. Things like your fins, your rudder mounts, water intake. Also, your strut. The strut's where the shaft's going to be coming out of the engine, but we want to make sure that we have that exact. That's why you use a laser pointer, like this. What that does, that ensures us we're going to have that shaft coming out at just the right angle. That's where the engine's going to be sending the shaft out of the boat. The next step is to mount the engine. Here we are getting the engine mounted. In fact, it has to be super precise. It has to be within 1/3000th of an inch. This tiny little piece of metal here can fit in between there, but Kevin, he says that he doesn't even allow this piece of metal in there. That's how precise they are. Now, as we go through the rest of the tour, I want you guys to really recognize the linear flow of this thing. It's been really well thought out, and this factory is laid out beautifully. Also, note that as we go through here, any parts that you see getting put into the boats, they're of the highest quality you can get. Let's check it out. So here we have a deck that's upside down. The reason they do it like this, so it makes it very easy for them to do all the wiring harness and all the accessories that are nice and neatly tucked away. Once they're done with that, they're going to lift it up into the air, flip it upside down, and put it on top and bind it to the hull. It's a very strong process that it goes through. Once the boat is done with that, it's going to continue rolling forward through the factory, getting all the other accessories put on, as well as the upholstery. Let's go check out upholstery to see what makes it unique in Nautique boats. Here in the upholstery department, things have really been thought out well. It's located right off the line, so very little time is lost. In fact, the cargo bay doors open, the truck unloads the upholstery, and can immediately be put onto the Gerber cutting machine. That's where a computer does all the cuts, so human hands don't have to cut these things. Once the cuts have been made, it moves on to the line here, where everyone is using a high-end, high-density foam. That means that you're going to have a much more comfortable seat that lasts a lot longer. Once they've finished with the upholstery, it's going to go right back out into the line with very little time lost, and the boats continue moving right on down the line. Let's go see these boats get finished. And once the upholstery and all the necessary hardware has been installed into the boat makes its way right down here to the lake for the water test. Now, when they put the boats in here, they want to take the boat through a very, very rigorous test to ensure that the boat is going to handle some very hard use out on the water. So they're going to put it through a series of right-hand turns, left-hand turns, accelerations, making sure that every gauge and every moving part in the boat is going to work correctly. Now, this test is to ensure that Nautique and the customer has a peace of mind that that boat is going to live up to the Nautique name. Now, let's make our way back inside to see some of the finishing touches. Here we are, one of the final phases before that boat rolls out the door. And what we have here is called T5 lighting. That means it's the brightest, most efficient light that you can get. What these lights do, it allows these guys to really see absolutely every square inch of this thing so they can buff it and just make it look absolutely beautiful. This is just another way to show that Nautique is always striving to have the most innovative process to get the best boat out on the water. Now, like I said, we got one more step before these things hit the road. Let's go check that out. Now, a computer like this has followed this boat's every move up to this point, and that's to ensure that every detail has been followed right to the order. Now, once it makes it to this point, they use a very high-end automotive buff on the hull, and on the interior, these guys are told to make it look like it's ready for the showroom. Once they get it done like that, they throw the wrap on, load it on the truck, and it's coming to a dealer right near you. Now, I know I enjoy my Nautique. I hope you enjoy yours.